So, you open Google Chrome on your phone, you're rushing to buy tickets to a concert that all your friends are going to. Picture yourself now, crowd surfing to the front, being invited onto the stage, backstage the world tour, and before you know it, you're dancing in Tokyo. Wait, what? 3 tickets left? It's a good thing your saved payment details autofill quickly and securely. There's no place like Chrome. Download Google Chrome on your phone.
For more than a decade, Comcast has been committed to bridging the digital divide and connecting millions of Americans to affordable, high-speed internet. But the barriers to get connected go well beyond affordability. That's why Comcast has expanded its efforts through Project Up. Backed by a $1 billion commitment, Comcast is partnering with local community experts to build a network of digital navigators, individuals who help build awareness around initiatives like the government's Affordable Connectivity Program and teach digital skills to get more people online. Learn more at comcast.com/projectup.
This is Optimal Health Daily, episode 2152. REDS, What's That? By Nancy Clark of nancyclarkrd.com. And I'm Dr. Neil, your very own personal narrator. Hello and welcome back to Optimal Health Daily, where I simply read to you from the best health and fitness blogs for free. I cover fitness, nutrition, stress management, weight management, and more, just like an audiobook, but from a bunch of different authors, and always with permission from the sites, and always with a bit of my commentary at the end. And with that, let's get to today's post as we optimize your life. REDS, What's That? By Nancy Clark of nancyclarkrd.com. REDS stands for Relative Energy Deficiency in Sport. It happens when athletes eat insufficient food relative to the number of calories they burn. Athletes who enjoy the see-food diet, meaning they see food and eat it, are less likely to experience REDS compared to those who eat restrictively because they are fearful of weight gain. Athletes who eat only healthy foods can also slide into REDS when they unknowingly consume too few calories to support optimal physiological functions. Athletes most at risk for REDS tend to be in sports that 1. Emphasize appearance, like figure skating or dancing, 2. Have weight categories like wrestling or rowing, and 3. Require endurance, like running or cycling. But any athlete can suffer from REDS, even those who have not lost weight. Take note, undereating is not always accompanied by weight loss. When the body perceives a famine, meaning too little fuel, it does an amazing job of preserving itself from wasting away. I get concerned about REDS when I hear athletes say things like, "My friends tell me I eat like a bird," or "I'm not losing weight despite all my exercise. Am I eating too much or too little?" And, "I stopped getting my period last year. My doctor said that's normal for female athletes." As mentioned, REDS is common in weight class sports. Case in point, a survey of male and female competitive lightweight rowers indicates that many of the rowers had REDS. They ate an inadequate amount of food relative to what their bodies deserved to be fed. They prioritized weight over health to qualify to row. As a result, the undereaters experienced excessive fatigue, muscle loss, poor recovery between training sessions, stress fractures, and recurring injuries. Interviews with the rowers indicated they knew very little about REDS. Most of the rowers, as well as their healthcare providers, thought REDS affected only women who had stopped having regular menstrual periods. Wrong. REDS applies to both male and female athletes. Because lack of REDS education can easily contribute to long-term health issues, this article educates all athletes, males and females alike, about the adverse effects of being underfueled. Please share this with your partners, teammates, and any others whom you may notice eating like a bird. A telltale sign of REDS in males is loss of libido or drive, and in females, an irregular or no monthly menstrual period. Other health issues related to REDS include weight loss, although that may not always occur, reduced bone health that shows up as stress fractures today and osteoporosis in the future, chronic fatigue due to purely fueled muscles, nagging injuries, moodiness, and depression. Performance issues include the inability to gain or build muscle or strength, reduced agility and coordination, poor recovery from hard workouts, impaired judgment, loss of mental sharpness, and reduced ability to focus. An athlete's plan to lose weight to enhance performance commonly backfires in the long run, if not the short term. As mentioned, RED-S appears in not only athletes who consciously restrict their food intake, but also in those who unknowingly consume inadequate fuel to support their body's energy needs. This can happen with athletes who juggle school, work, family, friends, and training demands, and have no time to eat. RED-S can also happen with others whose healthy diet includes a lot of high fiber foods such as beans, nuts, and whole grains that can curb one's appetite. Or maybe the athletes think they're eating enough because they eat large portions, but the foods are what I call fluff foods, like rice cakes, popcorn, and lettuce. Regardless of the cause, having low energy availability affects all systems of the body. While restricting food and prioritizing weight over health has become normalized among athletes, you need to know that undereating is not harmless. Living with an energy deficit affects every system in the body, including the gastrointestinal system through reduced gastrointestinal motility and constipation, the cardiovascular system because it can lead to a dangerously low heart rate and unusual fatigue, and can cause slowed metabolism because of energy conservation, and this can lead to cold hands and cold feet. In fact, an athlete should never try to maintain a competitive weight all year round. Poor knowledge of RED-S can lead to a misdiagnosis, poor management, and poor health outcomes. For example, some healthcare providers still tell female athletes that amenorrhea is normal in women who train hard. The recommendation to just take a birth control pill to get your period is outdated and does not resolve the underlying problem, an inadequate amount of fuel to support the normal functioning of the whole body. Do you have RED-S? Here are a few questions that could help identify if you are undereating. Do you constantly think about your food, weight, or body image? Do you severely limit your food intake? Do you experience guilt or shame around eating unhealthy foods? Do you count calories or fat grams whenever you eat or drink? Or do you feel fat even though others tell you that you are thin? What's the solution? If you are training hard and eating very little, you could easily be experiencing RED-S. While the obvious answer is just eat more and exercise less, doing so can be difficult. Fear of weight gain is a huge barrier. As I repeatedly hear from my doubting clients, what makes you think I could eat more, exercise less, and not get fat? That just doesn't make sense. Well, it does make sense because the body does an amazing job of conserving energy. It can do this by lowering heart rate and the loss of menses or the loss of libido. When you eat more, your metabolism perks up and you burn off the added calories as opposed to storing them as excess fat. You'll then be able to train better, recover better, and perform better. If you are undereating, start by adding 100 to 300 calories to breakfast, then lunch, then an afternoon snack. Notice the benefits, like feeling perkier and well-fueled. The time is right to revolutionize the culture of sport so that athletes can focus more on performance and health and less on weight. To initiate this change, you might want to participate in your sport at a weight that fits your genetic physique and allows you to prioritize health instead of weight. Excelling as a strong and powerful athlete could easily lead to a more satisfying sports career than starving yourself to be an injury-prone athlete who spends too much time sitting on the sidelines. The thinnest athlete is unlikely the best athlete. The best fueled athlete, who is genetically gifted, will win the prize. The bottom line: if you think you have RED-S, talk with a trusted sports dietitian, basically someone who has the RD credential behind their name. Poorly managed RED-S can too easily end up as malnutrition, disordered eating, osteoporosis, and a disappointing future for your athletic aspirations. You just listened to the post titled, RED-S, What's That? By Nancy Clark of nancyclarkrd.com. Business owners know that hiring the right people isn't always easy. In fact, it can be a real challenge. Well, it just got easier, thanks to our sponsor, Indeed. Indeed is the hiring platform helping over 3 million businesses worldwide to do it all. Attract, interview, and hire all in one place. Don't spend hours on multiple job sites looking for candidates. With Indeed's Instant Match feature, over 80% of Indeed employers find quality candidates the moment they sponsor a job. And I especially love that if you invite these or any candidates of your choosing to apply, they are 3 times more likely to apply to your job than candidates who only see it in search, according to US Indeed data. Start hiring now with a $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/health. Offer good for a limited time. Claim your $75 credit now at Indeed.com/health. Indeed.com/health. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed.
This episode is brought to you by Liquid IV. Whether you're working out, side on your tan, or running errands at the perfect pace, Liquid IV powder keeps you going with 2 times faster hydration than water alone. Because real life is extreme enough. Real people, real flavor, real hydrating. Buy a stick in store or at liquidiv.com with the code podcast for 20% off your order.
Dr. Neal here for my commentary. Just as today's author Nancy mentioned, researchers have found that the negative effects of REDS affects both genders and any kind of exerciser, from beginners to advanced athletes. And if you're wondering how it's possible that underfueling our bodies can lead to all of those potential health consequences, well, here's what ends up happening. In those born genetically female, there's less estrogen produced, which is then what contributes to a stop in menstrual cycles and decreased bone mass. In men, underfueling the body can reduce testosterone levels, which then negatively affects bone health. Not only that, but it turns out when we underfuel, other hormone levels start to get a bit wonky too, like thyroid hormone, growth hormone, hormones that control our appetite, carbohydrate metabolism, and the hormones that control our stress and relaxation responses. So, just as Nancy said in today's article, refueling our bodies doesn't need to be done all at once. Just 100 extra calories here and there can add up. All right, that'll do it for today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll be here reading to you tomorrow where your optimal life awaits.